Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard, the 2020 fantasy football champion.
God damn, right out the gate.
Right out of the gate. And on the other line, we have Mr. Paul Rowe and our guest, Antoine Coleman.
How you guys doing, everybody? How's everybody going?
So before we get started, let's give some shout outs. Let's give a shout out to Roy. Every week, give a shout out to Royalty Nutrition. That's royaltynutrition.com or at Royalty Nutrition on Instagram. They are a high quality supplement company that doesn't use bullshit, cheap ingredients in their formulations, and they don't give you any fake promises either. Grab some supplements fit for a king or queen or Lord, whatever you choose. Use the discount code 37HAKE to save you 15% on your entire order. That'll tell old Dave that Jake sent you and save you some money. Another thing I like to shout out is the Gorilla Gains. That's at Gorilla Gains with a Z 15 on Instagram. They are a high quality apparel company for in and out of the gym, as in what I'm wearing right now, to include my shoes. Use the discount code Jake15 to save you 15% on your entire order. I'm giving another shout out to the Fit Ops Foundation. That's fitops.org or at fitops_foundation on Instagram. They are a not-for-profit organization that helps veterans rediscover their purpose through camaraderie and physical fitness after their active duty military service. Check them out at fitops.org. And if you'd like to donate, it's fitops.org/donate. Paul, tell them what's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, just want to let you guys know, first and foremost, my brother, my boy, Kyle Summers. Kyle, what does he do? He works for Purpose Healing Center. Purpose Healing Center is an addiction specialty location where they handle all types of addictions, ranging from drugs all the way to food. And they keep growing and growing and growing and growing. And Kyle is one of their lead counselors there. I've known him for 5+ years now. I love him like a brother. He's doing amazing work. So if you're looking for any type of help, please check him out, purposehealingcenter.com. Next, I'm going to give a shout out to my brothers over at the 4D. That's my old home group, Fourth Dimension. 4D is held, it's an all men's meeting at the Pigeon Coop. And the Pigeon Coop is located over off of Rural and the 60, right behind the Denny's back there. And if you want to check it out, you can check it out at pigeoncoop.org. The meeting that I'm speaking of is just a men's meeting. It's a men's meeting held every Sunday night at 6 p.m. My brother, Matty, just celebrated 7 years last week and picked up his chip. Super proud of him. But if you're looking for a meeting for the ladies as well, or co-ed, whatever, it doesn't need to be either AA, NA, CA, CMA, whatever AA or anonymous you're looking for, they got it. Check it out, pigeoncoop.org. Last and not least, I'm going to give a shout out to my friends and family over at Advanced Physical Therapy. Advanced Physical Therapy has been helping me out with my back pains. They're getting me back to where I need to be, back to be able to get myself into the gym again, back to being able to use those Gorilla Gains wraps that Jake was just talking about.
Jake 15.
I got some of the apparel, and I'm eager as fuck to get back into the gym and get to the weight to use those wraps again. But Advanced Physical Therapy, check them out, advancedphysicaltherapy.com, located in Gilbert, Arizona. Mandy is the lead physical therapist there, and she is incredible. If you guys are looking to get out of pain, highly suggest looking them up. That's all I got, brother.
Well, what about By Studios?
Who's that?
I believe that's ran by DJ Swirl, a.k.a. Ryan Harvey.
That's who runs our job, right?
That's who runs our podcast, I believe.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you, Paul, once you come back and get your test figured out, you got to check out this new setup. It's pretty sweet.
Tell the people about it.
So Ryan is in the process of making the studio to the point where it's easy to be mobilized, where he can pretty much just pack up and go record something anywhere. And so what he's got set up now is he's got his station set up back over here. He's got a camera, my screen, so I can see everybody here, lights, all the connections into the soundboard and he's got his iPad set up and everything, and it's on a cart. So he's taken his big desk and he's compressed it to this cart, and it has everything you need on it to do what we've been doing. This is fucking tight. I'm very excited about this.
So I can't wait to see it.
Oh man, I'm always excited. You get like, so I actually helped Ryan do his moving side of the business. His main side of the business is he works and delivers whatever you need to your house with Buy to Buy. But I was telling one of the customers, I said, this is the most meticulous man I've ever met in my life. And he didn't know whether to be offended or not by that. And I was like, no, that's a great thing. because I could have told this lady that you were disciplined, but if I told her that he was just disciplined, that means like he only goes, he doesn't go above the speed limit. That's just being disciplined, but he's meticulous. He's so organized and to the point that everything's constantly evolving, but it makes sense. Because it's all done in big picture, but in little steps. The dude is he's a chameleon.
Yes, the Grand Chameleon.
The Grand Chameleon. Since I can't make KKK jokes anymore. Oh, there's the political climate is a mess.
So, be that guy that keeps talking about Trump for no reason.
I guess somebody just has something against wizards. But anyway, that's all we got. Tonight on the show, we have a good friend of mine, Mr. Antoine Coleman. How are you, man?
Doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. I appreciate, the nod. Even just asking me, I feel like, I'm like, me? What do you want me on for?
What are you talking about?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much.
Well, tell the people about yourself, man, because this is your shining moment. Who is Antoine Coleman?
One shining moment. Well, I'm Antoine Coleman, a Marine vet, as you guys know from the post. I went to college at Worcester Polytechnic Institute, played basketball there, played basketball pretty much all my life. Played basketball overseas in Italy for a year, busted up my knee, came back, joined the Marine Corps. Immediately got sent to Afghanistan. That was a quick change going from Italy to Afghanistan. That was a hell of a change.
I mean, just the climate alone,
Just the climate, really. Everything else is pretty much similar. And then after, just spent 10 years in the Marine Corps, just trying to find my way. It was just traveling and taking every deployment, taking every new job I could, just trying to see the world. So, and that led me to Fit Ops with Jake, and that was an experience, if anything. And then from there, after that, after I just got out of the Marine Corps 6 months ago.
Congratulations.
just got out, got my DD-214. Honorable discharge. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And I own my own business, HVAC company.
Nice.
I'm doing pretty well up here in Massachusetts. It's honestly been one of the best jobs, just watching buildings get built and doing stuff with your hands. It's just been one of the best things I could have ever done. Never seen it coming.
Life's funky like that, huh?
It is for sure.
So, Jesus Christ, this fucking thing.
Safety first.
Oh, this is this mask is dead. I'm gonna have to.
It covers up that beautiful mug, so that's the first thing. That's the problem, really. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I got to keep this covered up. I'm not trying to distract the audience from the guest. It's rough being this pretty,
Indeed.
Just ask my wife. She keeps me at home all day for a reason,
Pre-quarantine. Quarantine.
Yeah. That's why I got the gym set up in the garage. No, brother. Like you were saying, we met at Mission Next Dallas. That was before Fit Ops was Fit Ops. And Paul, I'm telling you, this guy's how I'm quick, and he's quicker.
I've already caught on to that just by his quick little remarks that he's made.
Oh my God, no!
Yeah, and I would hate it when Jake would beat me to the punch. It would really bother me. Like it became like who can be quicker? And a joke, and he would say, "I'm like,
hey, That's my life every day with Jake. So,
Who's got the joke faster and who's louder about it?
Exactly.
It's me, you, and old Mikey Gerardo.
Mikey Gerardo. Yep.
The 3 out of
My
4,
roommate.
3 out of 4 Marines in the room, seeing who can make the dick joke the fastest.
100%.
So after Fit Ops, you're still doing your Marine thing, and I saw that you were running a lot more. You were taking Mama out and runs with you.
Yeah, it's crazy because my mother actually, she is a super athlete, but just had no interest in sports. So she told me, she has a story where she tells where she would join teams just to say that she could do it and then quit immediately. Like she'd make the team, her name would be on the list. She'd be like, "Oh, okay, I'm good. I knew I could do it." And she honestly, she was just trying to get fit. I was after her 50th birthday. I remember her come up to me and be like, "What can I do? What should I do?" And I was like, let's just try out some apps. Like, let's do some running together. And she never ran before. And she goes from not running at all to burning out 5Ks and winning 5Ks at her age group. Like, she's a monster.
Hell yeah.
She's the mother of dragons, as I like to call her.
Are you still training people on the side or no? You just all in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Actually, I love to do it, honestly, more for the aspect of, like, I don't really charge anybody anymore. So it's just like, I just really enjoy working with people and like helping them achieve their goals. So it's like, because my main job is just HVAC, but I love to, like, I can't put the full time in as a trainer, to do the research and stuff like that. But I really enjoy just getting people on track to, like, start working out themselves. Like, my goal is to get you to a point where you don't need me anymore. So it's just like, it's a lot of knowledge, a lot of, like, taking their initial gym walks and, like, initial runs and going in the gym with them, showing them different workouts and stuff like that. And then I just kind of let the bird fly,
That's what I used to tell people in the gym all the time. Like my regular personal training clients, I used to tell them, I want to work myself out of a job.
Exactly.
Because if you're still with me as a regular personal training client 2 years later, I'm messing up. I haven't taught you anything. And then that's I think that's an art that gets lost a lot, especially within the online culture of things. Because a lot of these people you see online, man, they're just about their paper. And while that's the nature of the beast, you got to make your money. But a lot of these people are charging people dumb amounts of money a month for just, like, grab an elastic band and do some squats, some wall sits, like.
It really is terrible. Like, the whole industry. I mean, we're all industries, it's good and bad, but it's just like seeing some of the things, like, my mother, she would look at different personal training websites and stuff like that. And I'm just like, listen, all the knowledge is out there. Like, you could just go find it yourself, or like somebody should just be pointing you towards that knowledge so that you can get better. And if you're not setting goals, like, if you're talking to your personal trainer and you're not setting goals and then not achieving these goals, then you're literally just a cash cow for them, that they're just going to keep using you to pull in money if you haven't even talked about goals, or if you're not hitting them.
Well, what I did personally was I took once all the gyms throughout the United States closed right at the beginning of this bullshit. I told everybody, I was like, no one's paying me until this is over. Like, until you can get to a spot where you're working. I'm not gonna charge you money for a at home do push-ups and burpees. As number one, that's not what you signed up with me for in the first place. I mean, most people I work with are bodybuilders to begin with, or people are like power lifters, or like things along those lines. I was like, you're not paying me to do air squats at your house. Like, so we're canking that shit right now. And then when it comes to the nutrition side of the house, I'm a vertical diet certified coach.
There you go.
And so I told him too, I was like, look, because remember in the beginning of all this shit, like, grocery stores were like, you can get like one piece of chicken and some and a bag of frozen peas. Have a good day, I was like,
good luck.
Hey, when this, don't pay me for that shit either until you can get what you need. Like, I'm not trying to dog on the entrepreneurial spirit. But man, some of these motherfuckers were just taking mad advantage of people, and
of course,
it was a joke. Grifting season was at an all-time high.
Absolutely.
But I've always made Paul pay for full price because fuck that guy.
It's a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, I never stopped paying. What's going on here?
Thanks for keeping my lights on, bitch. Oh man. So, all right. So we started this podcast. We started this podcast based on Paul was working with me the first time before life came at him kind of sideways, and we were just at the gym, and I was like, man, I want to start a podcast based on our sobriety journeys and how we're keeping our heads level by like working out, kind of thing. And so I mean, we've had all kinds of guests on, from people that are they'll be coming on later that, you know, we're going to prison for getting in a wreck and a DUI kind of thing, and all the way to different competitors and sexual assault victims and like a no shit sobriety influencer. I didn't know that was a thing. But and gurus and authors. I mean, this has been pretty cool. When it comes to your sobriety journey, what has been your biggest struggle, and what's helped you stay on track?
My biggest struggle, I think, is isolating. And like, so my issue for real is a fear of failure. I always want to be the best, obviously the Marine Corps way. I always want to be the best at everything I do. So I get anxiety when I'm not the best. And this anxiety just becomes this monster that just like grows from a little guy like this to like, you know, a monkey on my back to like, next thing you know, I'm buried under it. Mm-hmm. And it's like and my problem is I just wouldn't communicate, you know what I mean? And like that non-communication for me, just, it buries me. I try to just beat it. I try to white knuckle it, and I try to like just beat it myself. I don't ask anybody for help. I wouldn't like reach out, and there's a lot of denial as well. And I think that's probably my biggest struggle when it came to my sobriety, because it's like I would be great for 3 months where I'm killing it, but it's like, you know, okay, work, you need to get this done for work. Okay, these bills are piling up. Okay, this is coming up. Okay, now you got to get to drill. Okay, now they're requesting this and requesting this, and it would just like build up on me, and then I'd be like, you know what, I could probably have one tonight, and then, you know, as a binge drinker, there is no such thing as one. Yep. One becomes 37 at some point. You know what I mean? So. And it's like, no matter how I try to fight it, as long as I was fighting it on my own, I had no chance.
So are you working a program now? Or are you in a...
Yeah. I work with the Boston Vet Center.
Okay.
The Boston Vet Center. I have a counselor there, and I do Zoom AA meetings. And I mean, those have been the just having that every week to talk to the counselor who knows me, who knows if she don't hear from me, if like, you know what I mean? She's like the check-in. It's just, honestly, you have to build your tribe. I mean, that's just the best way to put it. Like, you can't do it without a tribe. You can't fight this monkey on your back or addiction without a group of people, because you're fighting it yourself only leads to, at some point, it's going to win that battle, because you're going to get weaker and it only gets stronger. So, I mean, that's been my saving grace, is, you know, the group around me.
Like, yeah, so December was my 5 year.
There you go.
And for when I was living in Texas around Austin, I was working. I was a bar back. I was a bar back and a bouncer. And then and for me, honestly, that was probably some of the best sobriety I could have had, because I'd be out there with all these folks being drunk idiots, and I'm like, aha, yeah, I was that guy. Don't be that guy anymore. And then being with Brittany too, my wife is like, I was like, man, she never saw me like that, you know. And now with the kids too, it's like, I don't want my children to see me like that. I don't want her to see me like that. Like, I don't want my damn near 9-year-old dog who lived with me through the cocaine days to see me like that anymore. You know?
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%.
I'm also working pretty close with, are you with Johnny Martin? He's the director of aftercare with Fit Ops now. Are you getting any of those emails?
Oh yeah. Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. I take a look at every one of those emails. Yep.
Dude, he fucking rules. I talk to him on a regular basis. We had him on the show, a couple months ago?
2 weeks ago, yeah. It was like 2 weeks ago, right? I think I've seen that one. time?
We do this every Wednesday. but yeah, man, I'm actually working with another guy. His name's Dan Waller, and he's got his own. We had him on the show too, but he's got his own sobriety struggles and things. And we're gonna head up the. It's gonna be none of the Fit Ops staff are allowed unless the group agrees for them to come into the call. Mm-hmm. But Dan and I are gonna do a Fit Ops sobriety group.
Oh, that's a great idea. I would love, send me all that info.
Oh yeah,
brother,
sure. I got you all day. I'd love to see your face once a month at least or something, you know?
Who wouldn't? It's going to be a highest grossing show when it comes to viewership.
Yeah. No, man, that's, I tell you the truth, I try and get on every one of those Zoom calls that I can, and talk to a lot of the other CVFOs from other classes and things that come on. You'd shit your pants. Have you ever been on one of those yet?
No, I haven't. They're usually during the day, and I'm usually friggin' knee deep in somebody's attic.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not too bad right now, right? It's not too cold, not too hot.
It depends. You know, sometimes we're doing brand new houses with no insulation where it's colder on the inside than it is on the outside.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. You know what I mean?
But I'm telling you, like, you would not recognize Fit Ops.
I know. I've seen it grow, and what it's become is just. It's absolutely amazing. But I mean, we knew that from the beginning. We knew like this is something special. Like you had that feeling immediately.
Once
like,
they got rid of that
special.
Once they got rid of that one Joker, they got rid of that cat that was running it when we were around.
Yeah, I remember.
They got they got rid of him, and then everything has been. I'm telling you right now, the people that they have in place in the positions of authority where they're at, the sky's the limit. Matt Hesse's retired from Performix, and
I've seen that.
His whole time is dedicated to Fit Ops now.
Oh, perfect!
Like sky's the limit.
It's crazy because it's like I definitely before I started my own company, I was actually working for a big company here in Massachusetts as their logistics manager. AKA, I mean, basically what it is a warehouse manager, but I like logistics better. It just sounds like I was doing more stuff.
Of course.
But like, it was like multi-million-dollar warehouse but like working for such a big company every day, busting my ass trying to like save money here I was just like, I'm not this guy. You know what I mean? I'm not a big business guy. I'm a guy who wants to be dirty with my Marines, like in the dirt, digging with the E-tool. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not the guy that wants to watch and be like, how can we make them work harder without feeding them? You know what I mean? And literally working there was taken away from my soul, and I didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? But I was just degrading there. And it's like, once I started this job, like working for myself, it's just like, it's like a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Like, just like I'm not stuck in this corporate overhang where people are like, you got to hit these numbers, or you know what I mean? You're going to get fired. And I'm just like, who cares? You know what I mean? Now I'm just like, I work really hard. I make good money. Like, what else is there? And it's just like, I really want to get back in with Fit Ops and like maybe take a week or two off in the summer to go and do a class or be a class leader. I would love to get back into that for sure.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, I'm so excited. Like they've got their foundation broke, and I think they're building their new camp out in Arkansas.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
They talked about it, but there's a Walmart initiative. And it's Walmarts are working on putting in whole health centers in like their superstores, in the super Walmarts, and they have like a personal training liaison, and they're trying to make that a CVFO. That's awesome. That runs it. Last I heard, I haven't talked to him in a while, but Randy Lloyd was doing the what the fuck is it called when it's the prototype?
Got it. What couldn't think of a better guy to do it.
Oh, dude. Such a good guy.
Love me some Randy.
Everybody does. Paul, we had Randy on the show. That was the one where we had Randy and then my boy Sean, and then like they were talking about bodybuilding versus powerlifting, and then we had all the real bad technical difficulties, and
yes.
The show spun out of control. Yeah, we've had a lot of the Fit Ops folks on, man.
I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad I got the nod. You know what I mean? I'm glad I'm still in the fray.
How could you
OG,
not?
triple OG. You know what I mean?
How could you not? Come on. Well, shit, Paul, you got any questions for this gentleman?
I want to know what your journey was when it goes to the sobriety portion of your life. Like, what led you into? You kind of talked about it a little bit. What led you into thinking that you had a problem with it? But when you were talking about the isolation, but what is it that made you realize, you know what, this is not the answer? I need to start seeking out, like you said, getting the counseling, doing the Zoom meetings. Like, what was it that took you to that point?
So it's been a long journey for sure. Like Afghanistan in 2010, when we got back, you know, you're happy to be alive. You're like, I'm on top of the world. You know what I mean? You're celebrating with your friends, and you're just like, you don't realize all the mental things that you're not addressing. And so it was like when I got back, it was like, well, I mean, first of all, Italy. I played basketball in Italy. It was like, you know, as a little kid, I'm going to be a professional basketball player. I can't wait. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. I got that dream. That dream then was gone. And then I joined the Marine Corps, like, you know, I want to serve my country. And the first thing I do is go to war. And it's just like, you think you're ready. You think you're mentally prepared. 'Cause I was lucky enough to be 24 when I went. Like I wasn't 18, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, nothing can prepare you for that. You know? So when we got back, it was just like, thank God I'm alive, but I also really didn't have any direction. So for a guy like me who spent his whole life like working every day to be a professional basketball player, then going to boot camp and being like, you know what, I just want to be the best Marine I can be, and then getting back from Afghanistan and having 6 months off, it was like with no direction. I was just like, I'm so happy to be alive. I have a shit ton of money in my fucking bank account. Let's go out and have a great time. And it was just like, and then, you know, all Marines think we're invincible. So yeah, I can drink a fifth of Jack and I'll be fine. I can still run a PFT in the morning. No big deal. You know what I mean? You have that nonsense in your head, and it just kind of got away from me. And I didn't realize, but I was slowly but surely leaning on alcohol for all anxiety issues, for the fact that I didn't really have a purpose anymore. I didn't really have a way. Like I still, like, even though I was a Marine, even though like I had that, but it still wasn't exactly what I wanted to do with my life for the rest of my life. So it's like when you go from having such a focused purpose, like it was for me being a basketball player, to having nothing, it was like I didn't know which way to go. And that anxiety would creep up on me, and I would, you know, just spend my days working to the weekend. And then on the weekend, I would binge drink because I couldn't drink during the week because I'm a Marine, and, you know, you can't get in trouble, can't be drunk at work. So it was like I would just wait for the weekend and then drink the weekend away. And then the more and more, I kept realizing that I was making mistakes, like big mistakes. Like, you know, I'd be doing really well, be top of my class, top in this, top in that. And then I'd have one bad weekend where I drink too much and then show up late on Monday. And then, you know, then you realize like, oh, I was drunk all weekend, but I got to kind of, you know, when you're drunk and you like, I got to even out in the morning, and because I'm hungover as shit. So let me have a couple shots before I go. That'll even me out. And then I'll have a couple shots at lunch. And then you know what I mean? And then it spirals on you. And then next thing you know, you're like, I'm not even going to go to work because I'm drunk, and I can't show up to work drunk. So, hey guys, I don't feel good. Like, da, da, da. And it came to a point where I had to reach out for help. And at first I was lucky enough to have a really good first sergeant. He got me hooked up with, I forget what the name of the program is, but it's the Marine Corps program for people that, you know, are having drinking issues. And it was great, but I mean, I'm great at passing. You know what I mean? Yep. I've always been great at like passing. So it's like, okay, what do I need to do to be the best in this class? Okay, I do all that. Then the class is over. I don't do any of the follow-up. You know what I mean? Because like now I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm back. I'm the best. And it's like, and it just slowly creeps back in on you because I don't think about it. I let alcohol sit back there and doing push-ups while I'm over there like, I'm good. I don't need anything. But like my addiction is getting stronger and stronger. And then it comes back. You know, I'm like, yeah, I can have a couple of drinks with the friends. Yeah, I can have it. And then next thing you know, I'm spiraling out of control again. And when I went to Fit Ops, I was actually doing really well. And came back from Fit Ops motivated, ready to like attack the world. Like I'm gonna open my own gym. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But it was just, I mean, then I got activated, and I went over to North Carolina for a year, and it was like, again, I'd never addressed the issue, So it was like all this time I just kept running away from it to different goal. Like I was like, okay, now I'm going down to North Carolina. Nobody knows me down there. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna be the best down there. And it was like, yes, the first 3 months I get down there, I'm killing it. I'm working out every day. I'm doing everything I need to do. But then, things get a little stressful. We have Toys for Tots season. Now you're working 12, 13-hour days every day. And it's just like, this Toys for Tots event, they can have a couple drinks. Okay, cool. Next thing you know, it was a continual cycle over and over again that I just kept falling into because I was never addressing why I drank. I was never addressing what are the reasons for me drinking, like, or like why do I keep doing this? I was never talking with a professional about it. And then it got to the point where I was activated to California, Pasadena. And it was like another, again, I had made some mistakes, but I got lucky enough that I've done well enough in my career that they're like, all right, you're going over to California. Cool, bet. You're going to help, straighten out this armory in California. Get there, first 3 months, killing it. Toys for Tots season comes up. I'm in California by myself. I don't really know anyone. So I'm like, you know what? I have a couple drinks with this. And it just literally spiraled out of control to the point where I missed a day. I missed a couple days at work. And then me and my first sergeant really weren't getting along. So he basically told me I could reach out to him whenever I was having an issue because he was a former alcoholic himself. So I basically told him I was having an issue, and he was like, yo, get to work. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, first sergeant, I'm drunk right now. And he was like, well, you got to come in and face the consequences. And I mean, as a drunk, I was like this, nah, I ain't doing that. So I just didn't show up for work, was partying with some friends I had met down there, the wrong type of crowd, went UA for like a week. And when, finally I had to face the music, they sent me down to Laurel Hill in Texas. It was a rehab for 30 days. But again, I'm good at I can't drink there. Not only can I not drink, I'm also super competitive. So I want to be the best at being sober when I got there. And I did really well down there. Came back up and they were like, yeah, we don't think he has any issues. And I was supposed to go to Japan because that's where I was fighting. I was like, if I can get through this class, because again, it was like instead of me thinking of like, let me focus on why this is happening, I was thinking, how can I win this so that I can get to do what I want to do next, which was go to Japan. And when I got back, they were just basically like, no, you can't go to Japan. You just got out of rehab. We don't feel confident taking you to Japan. And I kind of spiraled after that for a little bit. And then again, I'm a pretty lucky motherfucker, to be honest, because it was a former staff sergeant of mine it's the CEO of the company I worked for. I'm not gonna say their names, I don't want to bash them, but the CEO of the company, it was not the CEO, the AGM, assistant general manager of the company I work for. And he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm not really working. I was a reservist at the time. And he was like, well, I need a warehouse manager. Why don't you come? We'll start you at the bottom, but we'll work you up. And I'm like, bet. I mean, I need a job anyway, whatever. And I just worked my ass off. And I was in one of those my sober phases where I was doing really well. And then next thing I know, I'm in charge of this multi-million-dollar warehouse. And, the stress of being in a company that just is all about the bottom line. And then COVID hit. And now we're in essential business because I don't know why we're essential business, but we are. We're in auto parts industry, but I guess that makes us essential. And it was just, I was the manager and like we were working extra hours because we were essential and we shipped parts. We had an eBay section. So there was 7 days a week. So I was working 7 days a week sometime. And, I'm a people person. I'm more about brand loyalty I'm more about loyalty to the people than I am about loyalty to the higher ups. So I'm finding out that guys that have worked here for 5 years are still making their starting wage. So I'm fighting for them to get raises. I'm fighting for them to do this and do that. And now I have the GM's like, wait, whoa. We want them to work, but we don't want to pay them for their work. And I'm just like, excuse me? And for me, instead of instead of standing up and doing the right thing, and like I wanted the job. I was making good money. It was good money for a guy like me coming from, you know, the slums of Boston. So it just kind of spiraled out of control for me again. And I started drinking and showing up to work a little drunk, and it got to the point where I knew that I didn't want to keep making this cycle. It was like, do really good, crash. Do really good, crash. And it was just a very, and I really got to a point where I was just like, I need to do something. I need to do something to figure it out. So I reached out to the Boston Vet Center, and I got a counselor, because I never really mess with counselors well, and I'm very closed off in that way. And this counselor, she kind of just seen right through me. Like, you know what I mean? You know, when you just sit down with somebody and you're like, shit, I can't lie to this person. Because every time I try to, like, they like literally look right through me like, nah, let's try that again. And she would just always catch me. I see you're getting a little uncomfortable. And you're like, I'm not getting uncomfortable. What do you mean I'm getting uncomfortable? I'm not uncomfortable. What you mean? You know what I mean? Like,
sounds like you're uncomfortable.
It sounds like you're uncomfortable. Are you sweating? Because I'm not. Is it hot in here? Is it 75 degrees? You know? So, I mean, but she just really got to the root of it with me. And it's like, once I let down my guard, it's been just such a different fight. You know what I mean? Once you realize you have, you know, you got weapons with you. And instead of facing it like, well, I just need to not drink. It's like, now it's like, okay, I need to focus on, why am I anxious? I need to focus on what's going on in my head. What's going wrong? Like, what, like, I need, like, instead of just like, I need to not drink. It's like, no, you need to now, what's making you anxious? What's the underlying issues that are hitting it? And like, that's been my journey, and that's where I'm at right now, to be honest. And I've been sober all of 2021. There you go. I mean, that my goal is to stay that way.
I mean, it's different for everybody. I mean, Paul can tell you, you know, it's honestly, it's probably been harder for Paul than it has been for me. I mean, if we're going to be honest about it, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's been way harder.
But once I hit year 2, I mean, yeah, I still have I just want a glass of scotch and a cigar, you know, like I have those urges more often than I talk about, but it's like I was saying earlier, it's like, I realize that that's a mistake right away, instead of like dwelling on it more, you know, because you can reprogram your brain. Like, you're always going to have that, like, that issue that if I do ever go back to any of my old habits, it's right back to square one, guaranteed. But it's because I've taken and forced myself over and over and over to be like, no, that's stupid. It's easier for me to be like, I can snap out of it faster. And that's what it's like for me. I don't know what it's going to be like for you, but that's what I've noticed personally. So I hope it's like that for you.
No, 100%. I mean, you know what's funny? You've heard of Wim Hof, the Iceman, right?
Yes.
So somebody gave me his book, and I was just like, listen, first of all, I don't like the cold. I'm the guy who, like, if you want all the rebel bases, just go ahead and dip my hand in the cold water. I'm like, listen, you know what? Give me the map. It's right there, right there, right there. Just keep me away from the cold. I'm like, I don't want no parts of it. So everyone's like, yeah, like these cold showers. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to do it, because again, it's a mental thing. Like, if I can do this, which in my opinion, like, I'll take all the pain in the world, but the cold I cannot do. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this cold 20-day challenge where, you know, you take a cold shower for 20 days, start off with 15 seconds and work your way up to like a 2 minutes at the end of your hot shower. You just switch it to cold and you start with 15 seconds. And just doing that and like watching myself get stronger with, like, you know what I mean, being able to defeat like an absolute fear of mine, which is the cold, and get to where I'm taking a 45-second cold shower. It's crazy to me. Like, and anyone who knows me is like, wait, you did what? I mean, Jake, you see me get out the lake. I was like,
this is dumb.
I was like,
never doing this again.
I was like, one time's good. So I mean, it was such a mental win for me, where it's like, you can do anything you put your mind to. And I feel like for a long time, I was just like, I want to be sober, but I don't know if I can.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like for a long time, I had that feeling of like, I want to be. But in the back of my mind, I was like, can I be? So, I mean, I think that was a big win for me, just getting over that mental block of like, there's some things I can't do. And it's like, no, you can do anything you put your mind to. You just have to have the want and the will to do it. And that's huge for me.
Yep. Well, that's there's so much to mental training that I think a lot of folks neglect, because there's a lot of not realizing that your patterns are just patterns, and you can break those and retrain your synapses. Like that's been proven time and time again. If you want to look at a very extreme example, David Goggins.
Oh, Goggins.
That fucking psychopath.
Listen, can't hurt me. Whew.
Do you know who David Goggins is, Paul?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but like, even as a Navy SEAL, he let himself get like big, fat, and out of shape. And then he's like, I'm going to go run an extreme marathon. Like something snapped. And what is it? He runs like a minimum of a marathon a day? Minimum.
At minimum. He's nuts.
I worked with a lady. She's a CVFO too. And her name's Dana. But she survived breast cancer twice and ovarian cancer.
Jesus.
When she retired as a sergeant major in the Army. She was like the only person that survived a helo crash that she was in. And then she just decided, after she went and, was in remission and all this, she's like, I'm going to go run ultra marathons. She went and ran ultra marathons. And then I met her and she was like, I want to do a bodybuilding show. I said, okay. And, she's already in her 50s. We pulled her in. I got her in shape. She won her novice class, her open class, masters over 35, masters over 45, and was second in the overall. Because, you know what I mean? And that's just like her mindset. Her mindset was,
yeah.
So she went from being this ultra marathon, cardio is the only way of living life, to making other women not bikini competitors with like little meat on their bones, but like figure athletes, and making them like weep.
Absolutely.
I mean, the
power of the mind is incredible. It truly is incredible.
And I think that's something that everybody needs to focus on more. Even if you're aware of that, I think it's something you really need to focus on more, because just because it's a habit and it's a rut that you can get in, that doesn't mean you can't get out of that rut and change the way you think. Human beings are incredible animals.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're terrible animals, but we're incredible at the same time.
It's these big old brains we got. It's like, you know what I mean? Like we train our bodies, we train our, you know what I mean? You do all these things, but like people don't even think about like, what do I need to do for brain health? You know what I mean? Like meditation, yoga, like just breathing exercises, like all these things that can just enhance your life so much. People don't even think about it. And I've just been reading up on it more and more, because there's got to be something to it. You know what I mean? If everybody's preaching it, you know?
Mm-hmm. I like listening to a cat on YouTube. His name's Michael Seeley. I like listening to Michael Seeley's meditations before bed, because he's just a beautiful voiced Australian man that's like, shh, you're going to go to sleep and life's going to be okay. I'm like, yeah, it is.
How does your wife feel about this?
She sleeps, you know. No, I always ask.
She's like, just put on Michael Seeley and leave me alone.
No, I always ask her, you know, like it's not an every night thing, but you know, like on nights where I'm like, I need something to like lull me to sleep. I'm like, hey, is it cool if I do this? She's like, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, sweet, you're dope. I'm telling you, I married the best woman, straight up. Like,
we know she has to be.
Oh my God, she's the most patient person I've ever met in my life. on top of, she had 3 kids before we got together. And now we have my little demon who's just like me, but,
Yep.
with a vagina. And then, she's about to have our newest daughter here soon. This woman's
2 daughters. Marine Corps course.
Yeah, dude, it's my karma. It's my karma, remember you were such a whore back in the day? Enjoy raising your daughters, you fuck,
You're like, you're right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. I earned this.
Boys are bad.
It's I don't even want to think about that. Like, she's like 1.5.
You got some time, bud.
Yeah. Oh, well,
we got plenty of time, brother. Trust me.
It's funny. My oldest stepdaughter, I keep telling her all the time. I was like, man, you're gonna date some morons. Like, no, I'm not. I'm like, no. like she's incredibly smart, and she's a good kid. Like, all the kids are really good kids. But I tell her all the time, I was like, no, you're going to date idiots, and you're going to call me, and I'm going to have to go hurt a child.
I'll get on a plane, Jake, any day. You let me know.
It's like look, I know, I know you got your dad, your dad's, active in your life and everything, but I know I'm the person you're going to call because I'm scarier than he is. It is what it is. And, I just.
All you got to do is do what my father did. And it was the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your entire life. My father's a little 5'7". He likes to claim he's 5'8", but he's like 5'7.5", little Italian man. And when my sister's first date came up to the door, me and my brother were home, and my sister was upstairs getting ready. And as soon as the doorbell rang, my father gets up to go to answer the door. Me and my brother go running around to go see what he was going to do. He opens up the door, tosses the kid a bullet. The kid fumbles it around for a moment, finally realizes what it is. My father looks him dead in the eyes and said, "You don't have my daughter home by 9:30. The next one's coming a lot faster."
That's glorious.
Me and my brother were rolling. I ended up staying home that night because I'd already moved out, but I stayed over for dinner. It was like 8:45. All of a sudden, you hear the door slam. My sister stomping up the stairs because he dropped her off early.
He's like, "Listen, I ain't playing these games. I'm trying to die for you."
See, my thing is, I don't want to play those games. My thing is, I want to raise these girls to handle their own fucking business.
Oh yeah.
Like, with Mila the other day, I was showing her pressure points. And how to muscle gouge, and where here's where you kick a dude. Here's obviously dick kicks, but here's other spots, and I'm always kind of feeding that into their heads, into the background every now and again. And I was like just remember this. Just remember this.
I did that with my daughter. She's gonna be 16 next month, and I taught her I did what. 15 years of martial arts. Like, when I got my black belt, my sensei gave me a Bruce Lee book of 63 pressure points, 13 of which are deadly. And I studied that book like the back of my hand. I taught my daughter a few of those deadly pressure points. Hey, if some fool starts fucking doing some dumb shit, you just put your finger right here, and I guarantee he'll stop real quick.
Yep. That's why. Because I don't want to be the big scary dad. I don't. But
I don't have a choice. I'm 6'2".
Hell, bro. In this day and age, those little bitches will fucking call the cops on you.
It's a fact.
Yeah, it is. The men, that word doesn't exist anymore. But beneath my generation, it's gone. That word does not exist. And that's just my opinion.
It's a difference in the world.
Dude, I was at the grocery store last week, and I saw this kid. He had to have been 16, 17, and he was pulling a fucking push broom. The name of the fucking tool is and this motherfucker's pulling it, and it was having a hard time doing it too. I'm like, Bro. All right. Okay.
Pulling a push broom.
Yeah.
Nah, not at my house. These kids know how to sweep.
Nope.
They know how to mop, do the goddamn dishes, take the trash out.
Absolutely, dude. My kids, I think that's why my kids don't like coming over here, because it's like, I'm sorry, man. That's how I was raised. You know, by the time I was 15, I knew how to dance. I knew how to clean. I knew how to cook. I knew how to fucking sew. I knew how to fucking do all kinds of shit. Be self-sufficient.
You live here.
I mean, I don't understand why dance was in there, but I mean, hey, it makes sense though. Paul just wanted to let us know he can move his hips. Like that's just, I mean.
You know what? My mother taught me how to fucking waltz, foxtrot, and fucking swing dance. I had to throw that in there, all right?
Like, listen, I don't know if any ladies watching this, but dance as well. And I can also build a fire.
Hey, this guy can move. If you ever want to hear a great story, ask my fiance of what my dancing looks like. Have you ever seen the movie Ted?
Yes.
Okay. You know that scene where he's fucking drinking out of the straw, doing this dance while he's watching the video? Yeah, that's my
Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah. That's my dancing.
You just asked the guy from like you just asked the guy who said he was born in the slums of Boston if he's seen a Mark Wahlberg movie. You know?
Yeah.
I've seen it 17,000 times.
They didn't think about that.
So
I'm like, yes, actually, it's actually the state movie of Massachusetts.
Well, the fact that you even knew that who the actor was, Giovanni Ribisi, just goes to show you know.
Just goes to show I studied.
Who's your favorite comedian? Oh, Bill Burr.
Of course. Podcast every Friday.
Yeah, until he moved out to Commieland and got all softened up.
Not his fault. California's a terrible place.
Did you see? So
I was like, oh shit.
Joe Rogan has moved to Austin. Joey Diaz moved back to New Jersey. Tom Segura and Christina Pajitsky, they're moving to Texas too. They're taking their whole podcast studio with them and all their staff. Like there's a mass exodus, not just regular folks out of California, but like people that make their money in California are just like.
It's because of what's going on with the COVID, man. The way they're handling it is terrible.
Well,
like
on top of that, you're gonna make people pay all that bullshit on top of not letting them go anywhere.
Yeah, like no way. It's garbage. It's garbage the way they handle it. And then the governor's out there still partying. Like, come on, guys, what do we do? What are we supposed to do?
So I haven't really been following it, but like, what's Massachusetts even like? Like how?
Mass isn't bad, honestly. I think. I mean, a lot of people are gonna hate me for saying this, but I think the way our governor's handling it is, I mean, he's letting the cities do their own thing. Like he's made a couple of changes. Our restaurants are still open. Our public transportation is still open. It's just basically everything closes down at 9:30. You know, but I mean, other than that, we pretty much as long as you're wearing your mask and you're being safe, everything's pretty much open. There aren't many things that are closed. So I feel. I mean, I know I talked to my friends back in California, and I'm just like, I'm sorry. Do you want me to send you some cigarettes? You want me to put some money in your books? Like,
yeah,
like
there's
terrible over there.
Yeah, my boy Chaz, he's looking to get out too. Like I know there's just a bunch of people looking to get out. I called my boy Saul, and he was just telling me about he's a naturalized citizen from Mexico. Mm-hmm. Like he and his family magically appeared in Los Angeles one evening. And I met him. I went to Iraq with him twice. Like that's my fucking dude. But he was telling me, he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
It's crazy,
bro. My mom just sent me an article because she owns a bunch of houses and a couple of them are out in Arizona, and her realtor sent an article over, and she forwarded it over to me because we just closed on our house out here in Arizona. In August, and in the last 6 months, our house has gone up $22,000. And there is a 27% increase that they're projecting from California to Arizona from the month of January to March.
Mm-hmm.
So just in a 2-month period of time, a 27% increase of people coming over.
Well, so we bought a house out in a little spot, and it's called Santan Valley. It's in the middle of nowhere.
New Mexico.
Huh?
It's called New Mexico.
Yeah, basically, it's like getting built up and incorporated, and
You guys bought that a year ago, right?
huh?
You guys bought that a year ago, right?
2, I think.
Has it been 2 years?
Ask my wife.
Yeah.
Time.
Time. Ask my wife. She'll tell you.
Yeah.
But our house is like we got it for like, and you've seen our house. It's not small. It's a 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath house, and we got it for like 215,000, something like that. And it's already like 250 plus.
Yeah.
Like, so on top of this area just getting built up, and there's like things around it to raise your property value as it is, on top of with this incoming migration, we might be able to get a piece of property and actually build a house. You know what I mean? Like if we choose.
That's why I told Des, I was like, so Antoine, my parents, they were very, very gracious to give me and my fiance $100,000 to put towards the house. Me and each of my siblings each was gifted $100,000 to put towards the house. So when we bought our house, we already have $100,000 worth of equity into it. Not to mention this, the home increasing in value. And me and Des, we already talked about it. If our house gets to a certain amount, we're refinancing and we're taking money out and we're gonna fucking rebuild up this house.
Absolutely. I mean, I think everybody should be taking advantage of anything they can when it comes to this COVID. As long as you're not hurting people or taking advantage of people, like you should absolutely be doing your research into what's going on with your real estate, what's going on with everything. I mean, this is your time to do it. As long, you know what I mean, to pay attention to the trends and capitalize for sure. I mean, I know I am an HVAC guy. I mean, there's more houses being built now than there were before it.
Yeah,
so, you know,
you're obviously needing service.
I was like, damn, dude, you're fucking making a shit ton of money right now.
Well, we ain't poor.
No, you ain't at all. I did 15 years of construction, dude, and I worked along HVAC guys many a times over the years. And those fools, they hustle, dude, and they make bank. And right now, with the way this boom is going, and it's not just going in Arizona, it's going all over the fucking place, dude. So
exactly.
God only knows how busy you are right now.
Well, you got to be, and I think you're still young enough to do it, so why not? And like what my partner that we went to Afghanistan together, my boy Billy Jacobs, like we just decided that it was time to do something for ourselves, and I just got sick of working for people too. So it's just like and it's another thing that keeps me sober, because it's like you can't call out sick, like, because I mean nothing's getting done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's just bad for your company, bad for your name. You don't want that. So it's like it's been such a help to it.
No, that you're preaching to the choir on that one. That's one thing I definitely, because I've been working for a bank now. It'll be 3 years next month, and I've definitely gotten lazy because I've gotten used to having that insurance. I've gotten used to having paid days off. Like for 15 years, if I didn't call in sick, because if I wasn't working, I wasn't making money.
Exactly. 100%.
It's a construction. You know what I'm saying?
No. I mean, you can have a day off if you want, but you know that like nobody's working. You got to hope that in between jobs you get lucky enough to where you can be like, okay, I made 20 grand on that last job. You know what? I could take 2 weeks off, and I'll just But you still have to be planning those next jobs for when you get back. Because if you don't, because this in this industry, it's like I'm super busy now, but 5 months I could be one job praying to God it lasts for 5 months,
Well, not to mention it's a freaking feeding frenzy in your field, man. Everyone's bidding for the jobs, dude.
Exactly.
Well, see, I've never been out to the.
It's not for about being so busy. Like that's one thing I've noticed about Arizona is the cheap fucking labor, man. Everyone just wants to hire the cheap fucking labor, and guess what? You're gonna get what you pay for, man.
Exactly.
All these houses that are getting built out here, they're doing like the pre-fucking framing in a shop, and then they'll just fucking let it sit outside and just fucking warp and shit.
And bake over the summer.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like, dude, what are you doing? And so, yeah, it always cracks me up when I hear someone say, "Oh God, they built that so fast." You don't ever want to hear that.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like, no, you like, dude. Back in my framing days, there was times, dude, it took us fucking 11 months to frame a house.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
right way.
You want to know how I cut back on my power bill this summer?
How?
So, in our AC circulatory system, it was something called, they wanted to keep, there was something that went around called sick house syndrome, because apparently houses weren't ventilated well enough. So they cut a circular fucking vent in your intake. Mm-hmm. So as your air is, you're pulling in air from the outside.
Yep.
As you are pulling air from the inside of your house through your filter.
Right.
Yep.
And then forcing so your house is never cooling the same air.
No.
Yeah. So I plugged that fucker up.
Yeah, see you later. Yeah, let's just go ahead and take that and just throw that whole thing away.
Like, dude, I we live out in the middle of the fucking desert. You want me to have it is 120 degrees outside. You want to have this open ass, you want to suck some air from outside into my house?
No,
thank you. No.
Let's circle that air.
Out in Massachusetts.
What?
What's the hottest it gets out in Massachusetts?
Summertime, I mean, we'll hit the hundreds. I mean, but no, we're not getting crazy. We're never hitting like 110 or anything. We're like, when we hit the hundreds, that's like, we're all dying.
Well, because you're pulling on that nice seawater.
Yeah, baby.
Humidity.
Yeah, it's gonna be humid. It's gonna be gross. You're gonna be sweating too much. But like, we're getting the 90s. We'll stay in the 90s. It's probably like our average hotness.
Well, so how is I was gonna ask you that. How's running ACs during the summer? Like, how is
I mean, it's awful, but you know what I mean? I mean, it's our busiest time, so because, we also do service calls too. So, people's ACs break or they need to, rehaul or they just need it to be checked. So it's our busiest time. So you just kind of put the shorts on, get the beaters, make sure you keep a towel with you. You got to take breaks. Like, you'll be in an attic. You got to, like, every 10 minutes, you got to get out and go get some water, put some water over your face. Because if you don't, you gotta be like, hey, anyone seen Johnny? He's up in the attic sleeping. He's gone. He's like, you know what I mean? So you gotta be careful.
I would think though, being out in Massachusetts, it'd be like California, because I did HVAC for a little bit. We did a lot of subterranean. What's the word I'm looking for? Piping.
Yeah, no, not really. We don't do a lot of that.
Really?
It's all up in the attic, right?
Yep.
And then, do you deal with the houses that you have to fill up with oil for the heaters?
There's not many. I mean, the older houses, it's like a different. I'm pretty new to the game. Not gonna lie, Billy's been doing it for like 5 years. But yeah, we definitely run into like oil heaters and stuff like that. But a lot of places are getting we do a lot of transitions from oil heaters to the newer ones. So.
Okay, that always blew my mind, because like I'm from the Midwest. And and they hear about people on the East Coast. It's like, oh no, they just fill their house out with oil. I'm like, what?
Excuse me?
That sounds like a bomb.
It is 100%.
That's a terrible idea. I'll stick to my tornadoes.
I'll take a nor'easter over a tornado any day.
Oh man.
Give me 12 inches of snow. I can live with that.
Fuck that, dude. That was the worst part about living in Illinois. It was the worst part about it, because like, you'd get like the weird ass, storms and all this crazy shit. And then the winter hits and you'd have, snow up halfway through your door, and they tell you to still go to school. And but then the summer hits. We live close enough to the Illinois River where everything was humid as fuck anyway too. So like, the Midwest is the worst. No one should live there. There's not a good day. It's the weather's shit always.
Listen, I agree.
Even when the sun's shining, the birds are chirping. Fuck this, you know.
Pardon me one moment, gents. Got to go drain the lizard.
Oh, well, you know, you have a good pee, Paul. I hope it's the best pee you ever had. Dude,
Awesome seeing you, Jakey.
man, I missed you a lot.
I miss you too. I super enjoy watching your videos with your kids. It lets me know that fatherhood's also going to be fun.
Dude, it's the coolest shit. It is the coolest shit. Like, you know how, like, you love somebody and you're like, I'll do anything for you.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a lie. I watched Ruth get born, and I was like, I will die for you. Anytime, anywhere. Holy shit. There's a whole part of your heart that's just waiting to get turned on, dude.
Yeah.
It's the craziest
It's a different level.
And I can talk it up all day, but it's and
Yeah, I know. Everyone says it.
That shit. Oh my God. And Britt's doing she's doing a home birth with this one. Yeah. I mean, we got the pool set up and the hose attachments for the sinks and everything, so I could fill up the pool, and then the witches. I mean, the midwives come over, and
definitely witches.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Be sure to sage.
Yeah. You burn the sage and then clear out the bad spirits. Excuse me.
Okay. Ding, ding.
The ringing the bell.
Here comes the baby. But you know, like, it's something that she's always wanted to do, and you know, like, hey man, like,
do you, boo boo? Whatever it is you like.
Seriously, whenever she's like, I want to do this, I'm like, okay, like, because it's the least I can do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
life.
I am not an easy person to deal with. So when she's like,
really?
So when she's like, I want to do something, I was like, let's do that. That sounds good.
Yep. That's the move.
Yep. Like, it's that compromise that people are always talking about, you know?
Weird thing. I feel like as Marines, they like work the compromise out of us. So it's like you have to rebuild that. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, compromise. No, I'm right. You're wrong. That's the compromise.
There's
I just gave you the compromise.
There's some things where I'm like,
I can't.
But you know, most, like, she's not an unreasonable human being. So it's not like she's never like in my ear like, you're cleaning wrong or something. That'd be one where I'm like, okay, go sit down. But you know, like, it's usually like, let's go have dinner here. Oh yeah. Or, you know, I want you to stay home this week. Okay. You know,
Simple.
Easy, simple. Rub my back on it. Yeah, no problem.
Got that.
Dude, like, she's just a good woman. I'm lucky as shit.
Ain't that the truth?
And she's easy on the eyes.
Straight up. I've liked a couple of her picks. I'm just saying.
Hey, how could you not? You know?
I like a couple of yours too, especially when your legs are out. So every single one. Double tap that motherfucker.
Well, that was always my biggest fear, because like I have that bone-on-bone cartilage grinding in both my knees. So my biggest fear was always like, my legs are gonna fucking shrink. I'm gonna have chicken legs. So like, I mean, when it comes to me training legs, I always wear my Gorilla Gains knee sleeves. You can pick those up at gorillagains.com. That's Gains with a Z. Use that discount code Jake15. But I mean, I'm always sleeved up, and I always make sure I warm up really well and get my mobility right. And I just smashed the holy shit out of my legs. It's like, that's like, if that picture I posted today, like, I was looking at it, it's like, my upper body's small now. It's
better that way. Trust me, it's just better that way. Nobody wants to have a small base. Small bases is terrible.
I could kick through a house, man. Hell yeah.
I love it.
So, speaking of prospective future fatherhood, you have a lady that comes around more than once, and
yeah, I got a special lady in my life.
Attaboy. Good for you.
Yeah, working on it. You know what I mean? I'm not the easiest to get through, and obviously with things I've dealt with, it's definitely a challenge every day. But it's just when you have somebody that wants to go through it with you, it's worth it for sure.
It's pretty special, right?
Yep.
Especially when I've always said your crazies have to intertwine.
Oh, for sure, because you're both crazy. You're never gonna find something that's not crazy.
No, you're crazy.
So it's like they need to mix somehow.
And you have to be like, oh, you're in that mood.
And get it.
Yep. That's part of that compromise thing that you learn slowly.
Absolutely.
So I've actually if it comes down to it, you let me know. I've been an ordained minister for many moons now.
That would be the best thing. Listen, I'm actually gonna write that down.
Hell yeah.
Just so I know, so we can make that happen for 1,000%.
Brittany's always wanting to come out to Massachusetts and go see historical shit, and I'm like, yeah, I'm about that life.
Anytime.
Give me the
you got a place to stay with me.
Hell
for
yeah.
Sure.
Just give me the excuse. I'll come running.
Hey, Jake, it can't happen in November, buddy. Sorry.
Oh, am I booked?
Yeah, dude, you're a groomsman, bro.
That's right. Well, did you tell us that you had to set a date?
Yeah, you and Ryan are both booked for November 11th.
November 11th. Where's my wife on here? Is she listening right now? I'll send her.
Ryan, did
right after the birthday? After the birthday?
On Veterans Day?
Yeah, on Veterans Day. That's gonna be a hell of a party. Good luck.
Huh?
It's November 11th.
Marine Corps birthday.
Well,
Marine Corps birthday.
The 10th is Marine Corps birthday, and the day after is Veterans Day.
The 11th is Veterans Day.
No shit.
As soon as you said it, I was like,
Yeah, we always did 11/11.
Solid.
It's
easy to remember.
Yep.
Fucking smart.
Mm-hmm.
11/9 gonna show up. You're gonna be like, oh shit.
Do we get those flowers ordered? Where are we even doing this?
We have an appointment on Saturday to go to a place out in Mesa.
What's that?
We have an appointment on Saturday to go check out a venue in Mesa.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Probably my invite. I'm just waiting on it. It's in the mail. I understand. Zero. It's okay. You can write it down later. I know it's coming, so don't worry about it.
Oh Christ! I'm
just gonna show up. I'm a hardcore wedding crasher. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've wedding crashed way too many.
I'm gonna have to edit.
I just show up.
I'm gonna have to edit this dude's fucking address out of when we put it up on YouTube.
and then you know what the bad thing about me wedding crashing? You can't throw me out because then I just pull the race card immediately. You throw me out because I'm black, and then everybody's like, you know what? Let him stay. Let him stay. Just let him stay. We don't need that problem. We don't need these problems at our wedding.
Oh, dude. You're already invited, dude.
Where's my
I've already
plate?
pressured him into it.
Hey, the way I look at it is a brother of Jake's is a brother of mine.
There it is. We all heard it. So now when I go back on YouTube, I'm like, yeah, this is my invitation. I'm just going to show the people in the gate the YouTube video. He said it right here. This is him. This is the groom.
You got it. It's Tom, man.
Oh man. Well, shit. What time is it for you?
Me? It's 11:30.
What time for you to go to bed, huh?
Yeah, pretty much, But again, I'm my own boss, so it just means I'm gonna have a good breakfast in the morning and get back to work.
Well, yeah, I don't want to keep you up too late because I know you are your own boss, man.
Facts. But I appreciate it, guys. I truly appreciate you guys having me on, man. I've watched a couple of episodes and I enjoy everything you guys are doing and support it. Like anytime you guys want me to have me on, I'm down.
Well, thank you, brother. Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep that in mind. You have our Calendly link. So
I'm in.
Oh, hey, so that's how we're doing things from now on. If you would like to come on to the show, let me know. I can get you that link set up. We'll get your date and times all picked out and get it all set up to rock and or roll.
Definitely.
Paul, actually, do you want to tell us about your COVID experience? We didn't get into that at the start of the show.
Sure. It was honestly just like having the flu. So me and my fiance both got it, and we both had completely different symptoms. I had symptoms of the flu, and she had symptoms of the cold. It was all sinus based, a lot of pressure in her head. For me, it was a lot of shitting, puking, and I like my figure now, so I call it my COVID figure. Come along pretty well, and I'm ready to get back in the gym. The thing that sucked the most was my appetite, which I'm still fucking dealing with. And I did lose my sense of taste and smell. That was fucking weird.
No, thank you.
That was weird. I never experienced that before. But as far as the symptoms, it was just like having the flu. And, I'm a living tale that it didn't kill me. I'm an asthmatic. It attacked my lungs. I was using my inhaler like a motherfucker. But other than that, it was just like having the flu. It sucked balls, and that was it. I'm just ready to be out of the fucking house and out of quarantine and to get back into the fucking gym.
When's your quarantine
Right
up?
on.
What's that?
When is your quarantine up?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yep.
Well, good shit, man. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just glad that it wasn't a hard case, because that would suck,
Yeah,
Don't
it would.
Known you for like 12, 13, 14 years, whatever it is now. Big.
Let's not talk about time with you, brother.
Well, no, but yeah, time. It's a thing.
Time.
Yeah.
Time.
We know each other a long time.
There's more times that I've known you than I haven't at this point, so. So, man, well, Antoine, my brother, I fucking love you, dude. Thanks for coming on the show, dude.
I love you too. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me tell my story a little bit. I appreciate it. Like I said, anytime you guys want to have me on forum, talk about it, just let me know, man. I'm definitely always game.
Absolutely.
Right on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Sober Swole podcast. Once again, my name is Jake Howard.
My name is Paul Rowe.
That's Antoine Coleman. Antoine, where can they find you?
No, Massachusetts. I already gave you guys all my address.
Yeah,
so,
you did give us the address. Well, do you want to plug
sure.
your Instagram or like your business name, or can they? Y'all got a website?
No, we don't have a website yet. We're working on it. We're still pretty brand new. We're lucky enough to right now we're going under the company name of Ocean Air. It's his uncle's company. His uncle's basically transitioning us to kind of take over all his business from there.
Awesome. Well, hey, there you go. Everyone look up Ocean Air. Get your houses done by them because they're better than the other guy.
Absolutely.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
And we are done skis. I appreciate you, man. I really do. He's gone. That was fun.